accolades for her work that can easily be described as extravagant, over the top, and breathtaking. We also meet the man who took 9 years to work himself to the top of the fashion hierarchy. Nkosinathi Khumalo is the first black editor-in-chief of GQ South Africa, and he'll be joining us to chat all about his long journey in the industry. Remember that we're also preparing you, all of our viewers, for the food storm that's about to happen this festive season. So today we'll be making a leg of lamb with edible cookie forest in the kitchen. Now, with the holidays almost upon us, here's a look at what trendy and, of course, wildly popular summer that's going to be in fashion this summer. I joined guests for the ultimate safari adventure alongside the who's who of leading influencers. Think Kate Naja, think Jessica van Heerden, Kay Smea, Dean Hubert, Angelique Fredericks, Kirsty O'Connell, Nadia Jafta, Lindy Lynn, Sandile Mahlangu, and of course Rio Bridges. Did I get your attention? I thought so.
Here in the Pilanesberg, we got to see what a global brand Guess is. With a full range of denim apparel and accessories, it symbolizes a young, sexy, adventurous life.
I'm so excited to be a part of the South African safari adventure today, as Guess has invited us to take a walk with them on the wild side. So Guess is more than just a fashion brand, of course. It's so entrenched in our culture. What are your thoughts?
To me, Guess is all about the bombshell. And I feel like with social media, everyone is kind of so cookie cutter. And Guess is all about empowering someone to stand out and be something different instead of just blending into the crowd.
With the Guess brand, for me personally in South Africa, it's a sense of nostalgia. I grew up envying Guess. I grew up like, Guess was elite, Guess was premium. So to be working with such a brand is an absolute privilege.
Guess is truly a global lifestyle brand. Coupled with fashion and adventure, what more could you ask for?
With the local wildlife and their light summer coats, Guess influencers took it as their cue to step out in their personal favorites from this season's Guess summer collection.
We're talking all things, of course, fashion, lifestyle, but most of all, Guess. Thank you to our proud fashion sponsor for this incredible segment. But I want to find out from the top influencers in the country right now, where do you guys think that trends are going, and how do you think that Guess is absolutely following the trends that we're seeing globally?
I definitely think that athleisure is in the spotlight. You can see Guess has got a lot of sport outfits. I'm wearing one of the sports bras. There's another influencer wearing the leggings, and I think that it's really great, fits into our lifestyles, and it looks super cute.
I think the biggest thing with Guess is they're always staying on top of body image. You'll never go onto a Guess page and see a body type that doesn't appeal to you, ever. And you see it on so many brands where there's one standard body type and it's very limiting.
Wherever your holidays take you, wherever the party's at, it's the season to feel the sun on your shoulders and to flaunt it.
I will never forget this place. It is going in my scrapbook and on my Instagram highlights, so you can check it out there.
The highlights of my day was being amongst the most beautiful women in the country. Hands down, hands down, hands down. And also I must say, I'm a Guess Originals boy. Like, I love Guess Originals, but I'm loving the new trendy, edgy look that Guess has. You know, it's really appealing, really fashion savvy. So I'm also loving that. But otherwise, it's a lot being around these women. It's not the heat, it's the woman.
Whether you've ordered your holiday favorites online or prefer to refresh your look in store, Guess has you covered or uncovered.
What a way to kickstart the summer season. Now, after the break, we chat to Nkosinathi Khumalo about his journey in the fashion industry. Plus, we find out how to make some awesome edible forests. See ya. Support Crush in giving away another 20,000 pairs of school shoes to children in need. Buy a Crush, dial the number on the pack, and stand a chance to win your share of Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and I hope you're having a fantastic afternoon. Now, when you take Swati origins and put a global spin on it, the result that you get is certainly Nkosinathi Khumalo. After moving to the US in 1990, he spent most of his formative years in a country that he would soon become his home. Nkosinathi sharpened his craft in marketing, television, and the radio space before making the 9-year rise to his current position as editor-in-chief of GQ South Africa. Now, he joins us today to talk about his journey and, of course, the lessons that he's learned along the way. Welcome to the loft.
Thank you so much.
I finally, Sakmam, we got you. We have been trying to get this gentleman on Afternoon Express for so long, but you're a busy man, of course, being the editor-in-chief of GQ South Africa. I mean, for lots of people, they would call this the pinnacle of being in the fashion industry. Has this always been your goal? Is this your gift? Do you feel like I've made it?
I do feel like as if it's my gift. I think it's a goal that I thought would come a lot later in life.
Okay.
So for it to come when it did was just an amazing privilege and an amazing gift.
Yeah.
You know, it's something that I've always thought about. I've always been a lover of reading and writing and storytelling, no matter what the platform. We were always a media literate and media hungry household. We watched the news together. We watched all kinds of different news platforms and news magazine platforms together. I grew up reading everything from Sweet Valley High to H.G. Wells.
Sweet Valley High. Take me back, sir. Take me back here.
And everything in between.
Yeah.
You know, I would read Time magazine and as part of school projects. So I was always kind of very media hungry, loved storytelling. When I thought about what I wanted to do as a career, I really came back to the fact that I love people. And I could do a lot of things, but I love people. I love being around people. I love learning about their stories and then being able to share them. And that led me to media, to journalism, to a little bit of marketing.
Okay.
And to understand that space and how it's done and how it's produced.
Yeah.
So I'm so fortunate that I was able to study a little bit of that and do that in my full-time job. It's an amazing privilege.
I think timing is everything. Yeah. And as you say, people say, the saying goes, you know, when you plan, God laughs. So as much as you thought that this might be further along as a goal, but look, the time is now, and we needed people like you to step into these very big shoes and, of course, take the magazine to the very next level. And, of course, you've attributed the person that you are to the formative years that you spent in the US. I mean, how was that for you? And what was it about that experience that added to this character?
You know, I think when people hear America or even other countries in the Northern Hemisphere and in the West, you immediately think of the land of milk and honey. And
I'm telling you, yeah.
Everything's just going to be given to you. These opportunities are just waiting for you. You have to go out there and get them. And especially there, the competition is 20 times bigger than you could even imagine. Yeah. You have to go out there and get them. Nobody's going to give you anything. You have to know who you are, and you have to fight for that every day and fight for your space. And so you get that hustle mentality kind of very early. And I think that's been a big characteristic of what I've been able to do in my career now, is that when I got here, I didn't know anybody. I was just a student with a funny accent and a name that even my family tells me I mispronounce.
Wow.
So I had to say, well, you know, this is who I am. This is what I'm here to do. This is what I like to do. Please give me a chance. I knocked on doors like crazy until someone gave me a chance. And I'm so grateful for people who've become friends in my life who have done that for me at different stages of my life and my career, to say, you know what, our company doesn't even have an internship, but we're going to create one for you.
Wow.
One of my friends said that, her name is Stephanie Pulker, and she opened that door for me there. And doors have just kept opening me for me since then. They
do say that they can't hire you if they don't know you exist. And, you know, you need to get into the room, you need to knock on the door for them to open it for you, to usher you in. And a lot of the time we find ourselves, I mean, I am no stranger to this, kind of doing what you have to do to get where you want to be. And of course, by that, I mean going into jobs, different organizations. I mean, I was in corporate, believe it or not. So I know, but I learned so many lessons from those jobs. I mean, what jobs did you have that you feel like were so pivotal to the person that you are today, and that you couldn't have run this magazine without them?
Sometimes I say that you can't drive a Ferrari and you can't pray for a Ferrari if you don't have a driver's license. What's the point?
So true, that hits home.
You've really got to pick up those little things. So one of the things I did was installing kitchen cabinets. Once upon a time, we used to hang flat screen TVs with my neighbor who was a contractor. I worked in retail. All those things feed into what I do now, because you think about the whole experience. So from that construction angle, I think about what it takes to produce an event and to produce an experience where people walk in and every single touch point says something. Not only what it looks like, what it smells like, what it sounds like, what it feels like, how they're greeted when they walk into a room. That directly feeds into how we plan and develop an event now. And the same is true for so many other things. Even just dealing with a customer in a retail space, you learn, well, what's their story? What do they want to wear this outfit to? Let me think about that, and let me help them see the best version of themselves.
My goodness.
You know, and every day that comes into what I do, whether it's planning a story, whether it's working on a layout with my art team and my art director, whether it's presenting an event or hosting an event, or even just having a conversation, doing a video interview, no matter what, those skills always play a part. Even if it's just a retail job to make some money while I was a student.
You had to learn some things,
yeah.
I think it's that attention to detail that you have that makes you pull off such incredible events like the one that you had on Sunday, the GQ Man of the Year. I mean, it just goes to show that everything is for a reason. And of course, successful, the who's who, biggest names, of course. And you don't come across as those, you know, like Marisa Priestley, Devil Wears Prada editors, the standoffish, the cold, the ruthless. You're very easy to deal with. There's a human behind that. And I see the same thing. I mean, we had Asanda recently on the show, Asanda Sizani, and you guys seem like this new age of black editors-in-chiefs that are kind of opening yourselves up. How does that dynamic work when you are leading a team, and how do you ensure that everyone stays motivated and inspired?
You know, I think the thing we have to remember, and anyone in the media space now, is that it's a people business. So amidst all of that wannabe noise and that kind of high position that you have, it's a people business. And I think that's so important. I've been able to develop really good relationships with people on my team, such that I've been able to learn what their vocabulary is and learn what they need in order to do their job. So that when I'm planning something, we collaborate, but I also know what their goals are and what their needs are from a design perspective, from a copy editing perspective, from a fashion perspective and a styling perspective. And when you do that, the collaborations get that much tighter. And you can really develop something great together, and that's what makes it really special for me. I think the other thing we have to remember is that we're not bigger than the brand. And we have this amazing privilege to be custodians of these fantastic international brands with more than 60 years of heritage in GQ's case. And that's bigger than me. That means the stories are not for me or for my team to shine, but it's for the people in those stories to shine, and the audience listening and reading and engaging with that story to really feel an emotional connection. That's above anything else. That's above my ego. That's above my position. Doesn't matter whether I'm the intern or the editor-in-chief. We have to focus on that.
So humble.
Keep people at the core of it, really.
Yeah, well, that humility is, I'm sure, what keeps readers coming back for more. It's that human touch. Of course, I'm not sure if you viewers at home can see it, but Nkosinathi has this incredible GQ badge here, and he says he's keeping it close to his heart, and it's that passion that you have for the brand that's gotten you this far. But don't go anywhere. We're going to pick your brain towards the end of the show and, you know, dive in a little deeper. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Baker's Choice Assorted, now with delicious Romany creams. Best baked by Baker's.
It isn't even Christmas without Baker's Choice Assorted. Now, wow your guests and, of course, fascinate the kids this Christmas with our Baker's Choice Assorted Festive Edible Forest. SMS the keyword Baker's to 33650 to get this recipe. SMSs cost R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. I mean, girl, Baker's Choice Assorted Christmas, same WhatsApp group. I'm sure every household will have a box of like 1 million. So how can they put that in use to make something different this year?
So there's so many options, I mean, in the box. So you can make whatever you want out of what's inside.
Okay, let's dive in. Today we're making an edible Christmas forest, and I've never seen one put together. So I'm going to be having a little bit of fun today.
Yeah. So it's going to be easy. We're making some mushrooms for our edible forest, and we've got some meringue here that we whipped up earlier, and we're just going to create the top of the mushroom.
Okay.
So it looks like a button mushroom.
Nice.
Right. And then we also want a stalk to hold the mushroom. So we're going to just pipe something quickly that looks like a stalk.
Oh, okay. So the shorter ones are for the head of the mushroom, and then the stalk is the longer ones.
Yes.
Okay.
So once we've done that, we're going to use some lemon creams and then just sprinkle some on top and then bake in the oven.
Stunning. Okay, so whilst those meringues are in the oven, how do we add some extra forestiness to our dish?
So we've got some strawberry whirls, which are my favorite, and we're making some pebbles out of that.
Okay.
So we've crushed them and we've added some cream cheese that we're just going to mix together.
Nice.
With that.
And then whilst it's mixed together, it comes out looking like that.
It comes out looking like that, and then you roll it into a very small little pebble.
and those will create a walkway or whatever, or however you want to decorate your forest. Okay, now we got some chocolate treats, making a chocolate ganache.
Yes, we've got our chocolate that we're going to add to the base of our plate. And this is just to give some chocolatey, creamy elements to our dish. So we've got some cream that is warming up, and we're going to add it to melt our chocolate. So you can just add that softly, and of course that brownness, of course, will look like mud, of course, that goes in a forest. Obviously, trying to get as close as possible as we can to an actual forest and how that looks like. But good luck to us. This seems like the recipe to do that. If you want to try this at home, mix it up, girl. Keep going. If you want to try this at home, SMS the keyword bakers to 33650. Whilst that chocolate ganache comes together and you start getting that brownie color that you need, then we move on to the next step. So you want it to be quite silky, and you let it cool to room temperature. And as you can see, we've got our mushrooms out of the oven.
These actually look pretty spot on. Like, well done, Chef Roo. I was a bit skeptical, but these really do look like mushrooms.
They do. And so we're just going to start to assemble these. So we just want to create a little hole in the middle. Where we're going to put in our stalk. So you can pipe some of the ganache. The ganache is going to act as a glue.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
The stickiness that you need from that.
Yes. Okay. So it's just gonna, oops.
We've got a lot of backups here. The more fun that you have in the kitchen, the messier it gets. So don't worry, this is part and parcel of the whole journey. There we go, there's the glue. Comes together, but essentially they look this incredible when everything is all dried up. All right.
So we're just going to sprinkle some chocolate on that so that it looks a lot more earthy, since it is an edible garden after all.
Okay. You're kind of playing tomfoolery here. We won't see anything. We don't even know how it came together, but it'll just look good. Okay, maybe you can start with the groundwork.
So this is our ganache, that is the soil or the mud or whatever you want to call it in our dish.
I'm just going to add more soiliness.
I like that.
You'll see why just now. You'll see why just now. Okay. Okay.
And so we're going to add all of our other elements. These are some Romany creams that we've just crumbled up. And those are just going to be...
So essentially now this is the time to have fun, creativity, go wild. However you want your forest to look is however you decorate it, really. So I'm going to add some palisa, some flowers here. Edible flowers, so pretty.
Adding our mushrooms here, and they sit really nicely, as you can see, because
they really do
together.
And they've set, and of course I'm going to add more pebble-likeness to it by adding some blueberries here on each side. This is so good. It actually, I thought that an edible forest like does this even make sense, but this really does. It looks so cute, and of course it adds to the whimsical nature that Christmas brings.
And this is a nice thing to do with kids as well. Get them involved. They will really enjoy doing something like this.
Oh goodness, I definitely have something to enjoy with my little ones. And of course little ones, I mean nieces and nephews. Don't get too excited. It ain't that type of party. My nieces and nephews, they will definitely enjoy playing along with this.
And you can use a lot of different varieties. Like I said, there's so many different options to choose from. You don't have to use the Romany creams. There's so many others you can use.
Stunning. Of course, we can add the pebbles that we mixed in with the strawberry swirls, and Bob's your uncle. This looks so good. I can't wait to dive into the sweet treats. Now, all your favorites, remember to SMS the keyword bakers to 33650 to get this recipe. But if you need to see how this is made one more time, here's a quick recap.
Baker's Choice Assorted, now with delicious Romany creams. Best baked by Bakers.
If you've not heard yet about our Chalk Festive fundraiser, where have you been? We're on a mission to spread the love and, of course, festive cheer in a bid to raise funds for the new Chalk home in Port Elizabeth. Our amazing guests are about to make their pledges as we are encouraging you to do the same. Every little bit counts, even if it's just 10 Rand. We have 9 more days to go to raise 100,000 Rand. Now, I know, Nkosinathi, you're about to make your pledge here. I mean, for you, what does Chalk represent?
You know, it's such an important cause, and it's really doing the work that not all of us can do because our hands always can't reach that way. So I think supporting causes like this, that's just so fantastic. And of course, for our children, what could be a better cause?
Absolutely, I couldn't agree more. Plus, it's Christmas, Giddy Zemba, boss. So we're encouraging you to give back. Everyone wants to receive from Santa, but what are you doing to make sure that someone else's life is made that much better? So to make your pledge, SMS the keyword Chalk to 33650 to get the banking details. You can also scan the QR code or, of course, to find the EFT details on Back a Buddy website. For more info and T's and C's, visit www.backabuddy.co.za. Every day, brave young kids around our country fight their own private battle against cancer. To show them that other kids and families have got their back, a portion of the proceeds from every NutriKids product sold will go to secure the next Clover NutriKids Chalk home in Port Elizabeth, a support base where children undergoing treatment and their families are accommodated, supported, and given a fighting chance against cancer. What a special moment seeing Nkosinathi just put his envelope in that box. Definitely touches my heart, and I hope it encourages you to do the same. Now join us for an exciting fashion showcase from Bella Couture after the break. welcome back to Afternoon Express, where we're warming you up for all things festive season. Now, with the festive season upon us, it's time to bring out the bride gear and get prepared for a holiday filled with friends, great food, and amazing bride goods. However, it's always a nightmare when you drag that grill out and realize that it's not as clean as you want it to be. Well, we've got the perfect product for you that will take your days, make your days a little fuss-free when it comes to cleaning your bride grid. Now, Chef Mo, there's nothing more annoying than you're hungry, you're starving, yes. The fire is ready. As soon as you pull out that grill, it's dirty.
It's dirty.
Hi.
And the worst thing about cleaning your grill or your oven is the actual cleaning product itself, because you tend to choke on the fumes and you have to leave your house and just evacuate the building.
Irrigate.
No, but with Woolies earth-friendly oven and bride cleaner, this is the perfect thing. It's made from the biodegradable ingredients, naturally derived. And so we had a little snook bride the other day.
Where was I?
I'm not sure. Where were you, girl?
Ouch. You think you know someone, it'd be your own.
And you just spray it onto the grease, the greased parts. And as you see, it just penetrates through the grease.
Stunning.
How absolutely gorgeous is that? And this particular cleaner is made from white grapefruit and bamboo extract. Just give that a smell.
Oh, that smells so good. There's no choking on these fumes.
No choking.
This is really good.
And this product is approved by Beauty Without Cruelty. So you simply just spray it on and it will clean your bride grid so nice, and natural ingredients have been used for this product. Look at that. All
it's
that
really
grease.
coming off.
It really is coming off. So you can let that stay on there for a little while, you know. And what's also great is that this bottle is made from 100% recyclable plastics.
Stunning. So this is not only good for the bride, not only good for the food that's going to be going on the bride, but it's also good for the environment.
Absolutely.
It's a holistic look at cleaning.
And what I love is that it is made from natural derived ingredients, because my hands tend to be quite sensitive to detergents and dishwashing liquids and all that types of things.
Yeah.
So this is perfect. It is caustic soda free. No artificial ingredients have been used to make this awesome detergent product.
Woolworths has literally ticked every box with this product. It is really, really good. So it is time to throw away, of course, that onion. You know when you clean that bride grid?
The onion.
No onion is. Save the onions for what they're meant to be for, which is eating, and spend more time enjoying with your family and less time worrying about grimy bride grids. You deserve cleaning products that will make life a little easier and, of course, safer for the environment. Zamambele Njangase is an award-winning designer and creative, hailing all the way from Port Shepstone. The brains behind Bella Couture joins us to chat about her dazzling work that continues to grace South African runways. Her looks can easily be described as bordering on avant-garde, coupled with extravagance. Welcome to the show.
Thank you very much for having me.
Zamambele, first of all, I must say, we share a name, girl.
Yeah,
Zamatembe.
Same WhatsApp group.
Same WhatsApp group. And, you know, this connection goes even further when it goes to fashion. But I want to pick your brain, the brains behind the dazzling designs that we see on runways. I mean, who is Uzama?
Zamambele is a young girl coming from Port Shepstone. I am excited by the small things in life. I look at the fashion industry. I look at them as... I take inspiration from the fashion eras, from pop culture, from everything that you can think about in life. So Zamambele grew up in Port Shepstone. I went to high school there. I've graduated with a diploma in public relations. And then I realized that, no, this is not the full for me. So I then branched out to fashion design.
What was it about fashion, and what was it about that space that just kept calling you?
Well, growing up, my mom was a dressmaker. We used to wear clothes from leftover cushion covers, material. So that's where the love literally came from.
That is so creative. I wouldn't have thought of that. Talk about repurposing. I love that.
Yeah. So from there onwards, I realized that, no, actually, fashion has been in my family since, like, back then. So I decided to enroll myself in a design school at Lindiwe Kuzwa Academy of Fashion Design. That's where I did my 2-year diploma. And being with the design school, it has literally opened a lot of doors for me. The experience that I got from that design school and the opportunities that are there. I always encourage upcoming designers to never look down on fashion, because most people think that fashion design is just about dressmaking. There's a whole lot that comes within the industry.
And that's exactly what you do. You are very hands-on when it comes to the creation of your designs, the intricacies, the attention to detail. You truly take your time, and you're not one of those designers that kind of outsource people to do the work for you. You're hands-on and you do it yourself.
Well, I'm always like sweating in my studio. Yeah, so I pride myself with every single garment that I put the thread on. I do it with love. And I believe that you have to do your garments, give it love, so that when the customer is wearing it, it will literally show that this was made with love. You know, it's not something that was made in 60 seconds, you know, so.
But how long does it take to put a garment together?
At least a day.
A day, wow.
There would be your simple, basic shapes, but for the avant-garde, the couture stuff, that would take probably like 6 months. It depends on the type of design.
That is commitment
the
to your
type
craft,
of layering, and even the attention to detail, as you said. Because I believe with each and every designer, there is a signature. So that signature is the one that makes you stand out from every designer. So.
And I think that it's that standing out that you do so effortlessly that has just continuously given you these nods, accolades, and of course increased your credentials as a designer. How does it feel to be acknowledged and looked up at as one of the inspirations to the fashion industry right now in South Africa?
Yo, I still don't believe it myself. I look up to myself as well. Well, with the achievements that I've got, it has put me in a spot where I have to appreciate where I come from. I have to appreciate textiles, not only textiles, even the model that carries my garments. Because without that model that carries my garments, it wouldn't stand out from the rest. So I really appreciate my achievements thus far. Winning the Durban Fashion Fair Rising Star from last year, and also receiving the Best Haute Couture design in school on my year of graduation. So I take those as big achievements for me. And
I'm sure those were like very goosebump moments for you, and out-of-body moments. And I want to see the fashion that has gotten you all these accolades, and of course what brings you here today, Bella Couture. I'm keen to get into some of these garments. I see a lot of bold colors. You haven't strayed away with playing with fabrics as well, and textures. Do you want to talk us through the first look?
This look was inspired by the Victoria era. I took more detail for the corset. The love for red was mostly to say that you can be bold, you can be passionate, and you must know that red is for encouragement, it's for passion, it's for love, it's romantic. So it's up to you how you look at the theme itself. Because red for me really stands out from the rest. It's a color for danger. It's a color that says I'm a showstopper.
And a showstopper this next model is. I mean, there is no room that she can walk in and be ignored. That beautiful, it looks like almost a flower-esque piece that's on her hip. Talk us through this look.
This look was inspired by layers. When I pulled the cabbage, so that's where I got the inspiration for the detail that's on the side. I looked at how layered it is, the cabbage itself, and when you pull out those layers, it's not necessarily, you know, like straight or anything. It takes its own shape. So that's where I was like, you know what, let me... Yeah, cabbage.
I know, Zama, indeed, you are inspired by everything around you. You truly are. I mean, we see that in your work by the flair and the fun, and this just says to me, fire.
Fire, danger. This one is not for your everyday girl. This one needs a lot of courage. This one was inspired by love. It was inspired by sass and razzmatazz. It says it all. I love the flowy feeling of it. It's very soft and also holds that hard texture to it.
Yeah, I love that. I love the play with material here. And of course, as you said, this is not for someone who is shy at all or someone who wants to kind of go under the radar. This is someone that says, ring the alarm, I am here. Yeah. We've got one last piece though, or two more rather, that we just kind of want to look through. This one is a bit of a deeper, darker red, and I see the use of velvet. Is that velvet?
Yeah, it's velveteen. With this one, it's actually a cocktail dress. The tail is detachable, so it's for that spontaneous lady who loves checking in clubs, who loves cocktail parties. Yeah. So I try by all means to cater for all events. It depends on the customer what they want. So yeah, this is for that type of lady who loves to stand out.
Stunning. And it seems like this is perfect for the winter and the summer, of course, with those long sleeves. But of course, you crop the dress to make it a little bit of a mini for a lady who's not afraid to show some leg.
Yeah, that's true.
And then we've got the last one. I see a combination of all your designs in this show-stopping piece.
This one is, it just speaks to me. It says, listen, I am of volume, I love layers, and this one, especially the bodice part, it was inspired by Maleficent, the movie.
Yes.
So I tried to incorporate her horns so that it could have that a little bit of drama.
Oh, a little bit of drama, girl, a lot bit of drama. Your pieces and your outfits look absolutely stunning, absolutely amazing.
Thank you very much.
Do you have any advice for young designers who specifically want to go not in like the commercial everyday wear, but more haute couture, something avant-garde?
Well, I would say find your spirit. I believe that couture is not for everyone. You need to really have an eye for fashion that is not everyday wear. Okay. And you really have to be bold with your designs and look at for ideas, not only in fashion, look at textiles, look at life, look at you know, different things that you can combine.
A lot, I think.
Yeah, everything that you can combine into having an exquisite line of collection. So it really goes with that you have to find your spirit.
Your thing.
You find your signature.
That je ne sais quoi, the thing that makes you different and stand out from the rest. Well, Zama, thank you so much for bringing not only your incredible wisdom, your accolades, but of course a fire collection that we are definitely encouraging all our viewers to be bold, be loud and proud, and stand in who you are. Now, also don't go anywhere because I also want to ask you one or two more questions at the end of the show. Now, after the break, we dive right into a roast leg of lamb recipe with some zesty lemon and garlic. Don't miss out.
Join For Women by First for Women. And let's bring women abuse out of the dark and into the light. To get or pledge help, visit 4-women.co.za.
Welcome back to Afternoon Express. Now, we've just passed our 10th day of the First for Women 16 Days of Activism campaign. Violence against women is a dark subject. It happens in the dark, and when not reported, it stays in the dark. Remember, if you're in an abusive relationship and need help, or if you want to give help by supporting organizations that support survivors of women abuse, visit 4Women at www.4-women.co.za. Now, last week we screened a number of First for Women haunting light tributes to victims of brutal murders, rapes, and femicide. These tributes were projected onto very dark places, the actual locations of the crime. The video that you're about to see pays tribute to Clarissa Lindor, who was beaten and stabbed to death in Stellenbosch. Viewer discretion is advised for sensitive viewers.
Remember the woman we lost here. The fight for her life she put up here. Her name was Clarissa, a young mother allegedly beaten to death by the man she loved, washed, dressed, and put to bed. She's tipping. She's been drinking, he said. The blood trail said something else. Remembering is not enough. It's time to shine a light on women abuse. Get help or pledge your support now at 4-women.co.za.
Incredible work that First for Women is doing through this campaign. A big salute goes out to them. Now, Chef Peter Ayob from Sense of Taste in Cape Town is here today to show off just how simple your Christmas roast can be. He is a big believer in uncomplicated food for any occasion. And just because it's simple, it doesn't mean it has to be boring. The trick to simple flavors is great ingredients. And for this classic leg of lamb roast, there is no better place to start than with Woolworths free-range leg of lamb. So let's get cooking. And to get this recipe, SMS the keyword Woolworths to 33650. SMSs are charged at R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. Finally, we have you on Afternoon Express, and of course, you're bringing one of my favorites, a roasted leg of lamb. Yummy!
Yeah, it feels so weird because I think I've been on the show for about 10 years in the morning.
That's
and
crazy.
It's my first afternoon show, so I'm really excited about
it.
this.
It's about time, but at least you're coming with fire. We're coming with all the festive
And what
heat.
more could I want than a good roast leg of lamb from Woolies? I mean, this is just absolutely amazing. Everyone's done roast all the time, but I'm just going to give you the basics of what you got to look at and what I would normally teach my students. Just a little shout out to one of my favorite chefs who passed away last week, Gary Rhodes. Just as TV chefing, he was the first Michelin star chef ever to do TV. So he's really a legend, one of the greats. So I'm sure there's a lot of chefs out there, we would have a beer and ching, 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 yeah?
Oh, salute to him indeed.
Okay, cool. So I just needed to say that. So what I'm going to do is I've got a little paring knife, and I'm just going to give it little slits.
Okay.
Okay, no fuss, anywhere you want. And then you take your little cloves of garlic. Try to get them as deep as possible. What happens with garlic, it burns very quickly. So if you put the garlic on the outside, you're going to find that your roast has actually got these dark burnt pieces as opposed to...
Of course.
So that's going to flavour the meat nicely.
Nice.
And then there's one thing which... It's something that's inbred in us, is using rosemary for lamb.
Of course, for me that was the first seasoning, I thought.
I used oregano, and I can't tell you what a beautiful combination it is.
Really?
So literally
What is it about the oregano in comparison to, of course, the rosemary?
Rosemary is it has its own flavour, and it really runs away with things, and you've got to almost infuse it and then take it out. Whereas oregano, it lends itself to lamb and goat a lot better than what rosemary does.
Stunning. So as we're continuing to build these flavours in this leg of lamb, I mean, I just know leg of lamb takes so long to prepare. So for us here today, what are like the easiest, quickest ways to prepare it so that most of the time is spent in the oven?
All right, so let me do that quickly for you. Okay, firstly, I'm going to just throw these root vegetables in here, which we call mirepoix, which just means a mixture of root vegetables. That's obviously going to add to your stock, and it's going to stop your roast from burning underneath.
Of course, stunning. And of course, just to break it down, the veggies that we chose today are carrots, is that celery, onions, and spring, and leek. Okay.
There we go. Nice. Okay, so now we've got this beautiful leg of lamb. We're going to pop it, normally the thicker side up, so we're going to pop it in there. I'm going to give it a little lug of, and I'll explain all the things we do. So a little bit of olive oil.
Okay.
We're going to take the oregano, give it a nice rub.
Rub that bad boy in there.
Okay. Some lemon.
Some lemon paste.
See what you're doing to me.
Some lemon limbs.
Some lemon zest onto that.
Nice.
Okay, remember there's always two sides, so let's get the bottom going as well.
Okay.
Some beautiful oregano, some more olive oil. Okay, and the rest of the lemon
There's
zest.
a special little trick that you're going to add to this that I have not heard of, but to me it makes so much sense now that I know, by adding some stock into this.
Absolutely, and that's what the difference between boiling something and braising it. This is going to be braising. It just means that you've got your liquid about 1 centimeter covering the lamb. So 90% of your lamb is actually still outside, so you're not boiling it. Okay. The most important thing about any lamb or leg of whatever you're doing, make sure it's at room temperature first before you start cooking it.
So it needs to thaw out.
Well, not so much thaw out. It just needs to come to room temperature so that when you are finished and you pull it out of the oven, you can actually let it rest so that all those juices stay inside.
Nice.
Okay.
Oh my goodness, I should have a pen and paper here today because I want to try this at home, but I want to get it perfect. Okay, of course, I can't get it anywhere close to Chef Peter, but I'll try.
Remember, the most important thing is salt.
Salt seasoning.
Okay, and don't be shy. Give it a really generous thing into the oven. Oven temperature, we normally look at 180. Reason being, it's a very safe temperature. The chances of something burning are very little. What we're going to do is with this, we're going to, we've got it ready made for TV, which is fantastic.
This looks so good. I just want to dig into it right now.
Where are we going to put it? That side?
Let's put it right here. Oh, very nice.
Okay, so we've got some new potato with a parsley and caper butter, a pea puree, which is always really good with anything. I just love peas. I just love peas. Look at the color of it. It's just so incredible.
That green.
And then what we've done, we've taken what we call the mirepoix, the rest of the stock, and then what I would normally do is take some hot water, whisk it in, just thin it out, and then you've got a beautiful gravy straight from the pot. Okay,
so just to understand everything that comes into this dish, we are reusing, repurposing all of our ingredients, making sure nothing goes to waste. Remember those veggies, the ones that we braised with the stock? We used those, we put them all into our gorgeous Nutri-Bullet here. We blended it up, and that creates our delicious sauce for this. I mean, this is genius. I love it.
It tastes amazing. Okay, so that in the oven. I reckon, well, the theory of meat goes for lamb, because it's got to be at about 65 degrees, the internal core temperature, 65 degrees centigrade, yeah? So what you need to do, 180 I said is a safe temperature. You always work on 500, for every 500 grams of meat on the bone, you work on 20 minutes. So you would go 20 minutes per 500 grams plus 20 minutes.
Nice.
Okay, just to, and then portion.
There's even maths here. Chef.
Yeah,
but basically, we should just hire you to make this delicious meal. But no, I'm just kidding. This is super simple, super easy, and basically something that everyone can try. I mean, I'm just going to give this a little turnaround as well, so that you guys can see that gorgeous, delicious pea soup there. To put it all together, I'm going to put the finishing touches on this. And then make sure that you save that piece for me, Chef. Don't you dare give that away. Now, sometimes the simpler things in life are the most delicious. And if you go the simple route this season, you'll have so much more time to spend with your family. So for more festive inspiration, get your hands on this month's Taste Magazine. And to get this recipe and ingredients sent directly to your phone, SMS the keyword Woolworths to 33650. But please remember that SMSs are charged at R1.50 and free SMSs do not apply. Join us after the break as we wrap up all of the fashion and holiday festivities. Welcome back to Afternoon Express, and I hope that you're having a fantastic Thursday afternoon. Crush Goodness is back to continue sharing the goodness for the 3rd year. They'll be changing the lives of school children in need by donating another 20,000 pairs of Smart Step school shoes across South Africa to underprivileged schools in 2020. Now, they're also asking you to help share the goodness by with your loved ones by purchasing your favorite crush. Enter with the details on the pack, and you can stand a chance to win your share of 500,000 Rand in cash money, baby. So get a crush and help #share the goodness. Support Crush in giving away another 20,000 pairs of school shoes to children in need. Buy a crush, dial the number on the pack, and stand a chance to win your share of 500,000 Rand. #share the goodness. Join us on Afternoon Express weekdays from 5 to 6 p.m. as we step into another incredible Crush Goodness journey with Clover. #share the goodness. Of course, as promised, we have got our incredible guests back on the couch. We've got Nkosinathi Khumalo, of course, the editor-in-chief of GQSA, and we've got the brains behind Bella Couture, Uzamambele Njangase. So, girl, you are doing the most, and we definitely do salute you. You said that, though, you did go to school for this, and it was not only difficult, but you think that doors would just fly open. But what were some of the obstacles that you had to overcome along the way?
Well, at first...
And how did you get over them, actually?
Okay. At first, being a student, it's not easy because everyone would think that she doesn't know how to do this. She's not fit enough for this type of caliber. But then with the efforts and work that I've put in, I believe that hard work tells the story for itself. So you don't only have to just do a garment. Yeah. You have to put in the hours, the times, and everything so that they will be able to recognize your work.
For everything.
So with me, being a student, I tried by all means to just branch out as much as I can.
Thank you so much again for those final words. Quickly, if someone, you just one sentence, if they want to overcome obstacles, what do they do?
Keep pushing, keep pushing, don't give up.
Absolutely, just like that, keep pushing, and don't give up. We've heard it here from the heads of fashion, whether it is editorial or whether it is runway. We definitely want you to tune in tomorrow for more incredible, incredible show.
Afternoon Express, made with love by Clover.
Another feel-good production.